everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios. This is Kelly. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from South Central Missouri. And it is Scrapbook Saturday, but not only is it Scrapbook Saturday, but it is National Scrapbooking Day. So that's why in all of my craziness of getting ready to come into the city this weekend, I made time to go ahead and do a scrapbook layout. My plan is to do a scrapbook layout every Saturday, so that I can start getting some pictures scrapped. And today I wanted to use the He's the Man set from Stampin' Up! Because the digital, or the die cuts, just lend themselves perfectly to doing a scrapbook page. So that's what we're doing today. So I've used some of the papers, but not a lot of them coordinated with the pictures I was working with. I was inspired by this layout from Creating Keepsakes. This one's from October of 2011. I'll get this extra piece of paper out of the way that I wound up not using. And I have it all figured out, so all we have to do is glue it together. What I liked about this was I liked the groupings of the photos. However, I only have 4 photos. So I had to spread them around a little bit. I've got quite a bit of empty space, and I'm okay with that. And then I will show you where the journaling is going to come in. So, let's take a look at my layout. These are pictures, and I know I've got a little bit of a glare. I can't do anything about that and still give you light. Let's turn this one this way. There we go. Okay, I was inspired by the pictures. Adrian was probably somewhere between 2 and 3 years old in these pictures, and she loved Handy Manny. Handy Manny was just hitting big on Nickelodeon, and she had a Handy Manny toolbox, and she liked stretch. She loved to get a hold of Grandpa's tape measure and pull it out and do stretch. And so tools came naturally to her because she watched Handy Manny and she knew what all the tools were. So when we bought this patio table and chairs, we decided putting it in the gazebo was a nice place. We could sit outside, not have to worry so much about skeeters and bugs. And I'll tell you, my husband works on the river, but there's a reason he's a captain and worked his way up to captain over the last 25 years or so, because he's in the wheelhouse. He does not like bugs. He's not crazy about eating out in the open. Picnicking are not his things, but he'll do them every once in a while. But he just does not like bugs, so thus the screened-in gazebo. So I decided to work with the colors from He's the Man, which include Cajun Craze, Sahara Sand, and I just happen to have 2 pieces of 12 by 12-ish of Sahara Sand. So I use this as my base. But I will tell you, one of my sheets was 12 by 12, the other one was 11 by 12. So I'm going to show you what I did to stretch the page out. Get that out of the way, and I'm going to move this stack out of the way so I can bring this one in. Just like that. And I think I'm going to get rid of the Stampin' Up! Pad and lay this on the brown. Just like that. Okay, now I could show you this. I'm going to try and do this as best I can. I may have to come up a little bit. In fact, let me move the pictures off until we get to those. And then I will turn this sideways to show you what I did. So this is the left-hand side of my page. It is only 11 inches. So what I decided to do, and I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal for this. I've ordered a refill for this. I use this a lot more than I thought I would. But I'm going to set it so it's like maybe not quite a ½ an inch off the page. Can you see that there? And I've centered it on the length of that page. And so I think I'm going to run it this way. And I'm going to run it down this. Do I need to go the full length of that? No, probably not, but I did. And then I'm going to lay that down. Okay, so that brings me up to I now have about 11.5 inches. So I'm going to slide this down to where you can see. I have taken this and I've torn it on my plaid tear ribbon. I've got the book page rip on this side, and then I've got a little bit wider on this side. But I wanted the texture. And then I'm going to glue this onto the edge, and I'm going to measure it to where I know I'm at my 12 inches. So I need to bring this in just a little, and I took this off a little too far down. So we're going to take this off. In fact, let's do this first. Let's see where our 12-inch needs to be. Yeah, we're going to lose about 1/4 of an inch there. So let's take and do this, and I am going to just bump it down here like that. And then I'm going to lay this down just so that blue peeks through. And then I can come back with my paper trimmer. And I want to be able to trim this edge off, so I'm going to pull this up to the 12-inch mark over here on my trimmer, line that up, and then I can trim that little excess off. And now I have a 12 by 12. Okay, let me do that really quick with the other one. I'm trying not to lose my placement here. Bob is on his way home. He is only about 2 hours from home. So I am not leaving as early today as I had planned. But that's okay. As long as I get to Springfield tonight. I just don't go in during rush hour traffic, especially now since they're doing construction at my exit, turning it. I think they're turning the 6-lane into an 8-lane. I don't know the purpose behind that, but you know, whatever. So this one I won't run it all the way down the side. So I want to try and get into town behind rush hour traffic, and I don't think it's going to happen, but I do have to leave here before the bank closes at 4. So he'll get home, we'll eat, and then I will run. Now see that one I've got? It's going to come right up to that, but if I back it out a little bit, a little bit more of that blue show. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to come out here on this. So see, even if you don't have 12 by 12 papers, but you want a 12 by 12 layout, you got this. You got this, just like that. And then we're going to come back in with the trimmer. Line this one up with the 12 by 12. And that one I got pretty darn close. I got that one pretty darn close. Not straight either, but pretty darn close on the layout itself. Okay. So now we have our 12 by 12 layouts. Just like that. And I know I'm not going to get them all in here. So let's do this one page at a time. Let's start with them putting this together. And I love this. With you, I'm never lost. These are the die cuts. There are 2 sheets of the die cuts in here. And I have chosen to use several from one of the sheets. I have an idea for this one too, but it's for another layout. So keep those little antlers in mind. Okay, so I'm going to come back in here with the Stampin' Seal. I have cut this out of crushed curry because crushed curry is one of the colors that coordinates with this paper pad. And it pretty much goes with something that you'll see pop up in the back corner. Now, I'm not going to glue anything down yet. I just want to get everything together first. And if this one runs a little longer than normal, I'm okay, because I'm going to be uploading it at the hotel. So I've got that. And then I have these pieces, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with these pieces, but I knew that I wanted them on here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one down. Mostly because I needed a balance. And this one I'm going to use the dimensionals on. And I think I'm going to use the small ones. so I know they'll fit where I need them to go. Scoot that up a little bit. Now, what will I put on here? I have no clue. I have no clue. I may wind up stamping a single word on a piece of sticker paper and putting it on there. Okay, so I've got this, and I don't know where my cup went to. There it is. Keep my cup handy. And I'll show you something here in a minute that I may come back and do. I know where the date for this is going to go, and as soon as I, can sit and pull out the flash drives and the memory cards that have everything on them, put that right there. But I could come back in with something like that and put a word on there. Grandpa, something. So that one's going to come down in this corner a little bit. Okay. I have way too much stuff on my desk. Okay. Then we have this one. She's got her sippy cup. She is squatting down. She has Turner, which is the flathead screwdriver, in her hand, ready to help. Now these pictures were not quite 4 by 6, so I've had to measure accordingly. And we're going to put that down. It looks like my trimmer blade is starting to wear off, but I'm really stretching the trimmer blades because this is from our old Stampin' Up! Trimmer, and I really love it. And I have yet to go searching to see if I can find anybody who wants to sell replacement blades, because we discontinued those. And they went out of stock when they discontinued them, and I didn't get back in when they came back in to get more of them. So I'm working with what I have, and I think I have one replacement blade left. So if you're out there watching and you have replacement blades for this, I'd love to talk to you. Okay, so there we go, and I'm going to set this one up a little bit. I don't want it all the way down to the bottom. I want to set it up here. That's going to sit about there, and I think that's going to work. And I could put a little bit of journaling over here, or I could put a journaling block in the center. But this one I know I want it there, so I'm going to bring it up on dimensionals. And we can use the bigger dimensionals for this one. This girl, if there was a tool around, she was ready to fix something. If there was a pots and pan or a spoon around, she was ready to cook something. That's just the way she was from the beginning. I've got some others I'm going to be scrapbooking soon. But I thought this said it best. Spoke of her and Grandpa. With you, I'm never lost. Okay, so then I'm going to come back in and I'll go ahead and put these down in place before we move this and do page 2. And in positioning this, I'm trying to bring them up about the same distance apart from the bottom and the side. Not worrying about how the pictures themselves line up, but how they lay on the page. Anybody have any plans for Mother's Day? Can't believe it's Mother's Day already. If I'm not mistaken, today they are having, at least they used to, every Saturday of Mother's Day weekend, they would hold the Susan G. Komen race in Peoria. And I don't know if they've resurrected that again or not. Okay, so there's that page. Now let's do our other one. And it lays out pretty much the same, just in reverse. Man, that did come off crooked, didn't it? But I have this, and I'm putting this on here, and so it's too narrow for the Stampin' Seal, but this was one of the die cuts from off the sheet, so I'm going to run a little bit of the Tombow glue on there and lay it on there. And because that's liquid, I've got a little bit of room, a little bit of squish time that I can position that. And then there's this. This came from the journaling spot, or from the die cut page. And I'm laying it to where it's just a little off. And I've matted it with crushed curry. And then I'm going to come back with this. In fact, I think I'm going to do mini dimensionals on that one. What did I do with my dimensionals? All right, who moved them? They were here a minute ago. There they are. They were just here. So I'll come back in with a couple of mini dimensionals on this one. Okay. Get my sticker papers off of there. And then I chose to position this one right up here, like that. And that one's going to go there. Then we have this one. And I hadn't decided if I was using that or not, but we're going to go ahead and mount the picture down. Sometimes you have to encourage the Stampin' Seal. It kind of gets stuck in its way. You have to get it out of its own way sometimes. And this shows the table and chairs all put together in the gazebo, and you can see why I pulled in the crushed curry on this. So it kind of circles around. Then we have this one of Adrian, where she is using the ratchet, and she is actually tightening the screw. Grandpa let her do it till she thought she had it done, and then he went back and tweaked it. Says, let's make sure we don't want the table to fall. So he told her, you do it and then I'll tighten it. And he really didn't have to tighten much. She had done a really good job. Okay, so then I have this. And I wanted to use that. I also have, this came off of that, so I used the crushed curry again. And cut out the scallop circle to match that. So we're going to put that in place. She was a strong little turkey, I tell you. She still is. She's come through a lot. Grandma's very proud of her. Speaking of other people I am proud of, I am extremely proud of my daughter. My daughter recently sold a trucking company that she co-owned. And for the second time since running her company, she is getting an award in November for from the Trucking Women of the Year. I'm very, very proud of her. So then I've got this. And then I wanted to come back in with this. Maybe I need to bring that off a little bit more. Let's see, if I stick that there. Nope, I didn't like it there. That's why. So I want to be able to put that there. That's where I want that. So let's put a little bit of glue down here. And the reason I'm using the glue is because once I put that circle down, I may have to move this arrow just a little bit. I may have to tweak it. So I'm going to put that right there. Right there. You did it. And then this one, it needs to break it up, but I don't really want to put the Sahara sand on Sahara sand. Oh, and this one, I did have this cut out from there. And I was going to put it here. But I think I'm going to put it on this one so we can date it there. So I'm not going to glue this down yet because I want to be able to stamp on here. So I'm not going to glue it down yet. But I am going to make sure that it goes with this page. So we're going to set this right in here. And come back in with this one. And again, watch that coming in on this about the same from the top and the side. And then this one, I need to order our a journaling line thingy so I can keep straight lines. And there's, let's see, I'm going to set this one down. Remember how I set, I can get a hold of paper. Remember how I set this one off from the pictures? I'm going to do this one the same way on the other side. Just like that. And I think, let's see, this one I want to be able to put there, so I'm going to stick it right there so I don't lose it. And then I'm going to come in with my Tombow again. That one right there. Found my bling that I lost this morning. That red bling just wants to be everywhere. And that gives us another 2-page layout. One for Scrapbook Saturday and for National Scrapbooking Day. And other than the trims, I think you can see pretty much the whole part of the actual layout. I like that. What do you think? Do you have a child that loved tools or loved handy-manny? Tell me down in the comments below. I hope you have a rest of your great weekend and a happy Mother's Day. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and creative blessings.